Good morning guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name's Adele. I post 3 videos a week now with the podcast and I'm currently in a hotel room. You can probably see by everything in the background. I am in Sydney at the moment and I'm also losing my voice. So I apologize in advance for that. You're just gonna have to put up with it for this video and for the last couple of days in the weekly vlog, which will come out on Sunday. But I'm just finishing a peppermint tea and I'm doing my journal session, and I thought I'm going to record this one because it's an end of month one and a lot of you guys ask for help with journaling, and I just thought to myself this could be a really cool video, and I'm limited with options in terms of what content I can create in this hotel room. So we're gonna do this, and I think that it would be valuable because you can come back and listen to this at the end of any month, or you can sit down with me right now, grab your journal, grab a piece of paper, do it in your notes app. I'm not entirely sure how you prefer to journal, and we can jump into it together. I'll give you a second to go grab what you need to grab and I'll just wait. I'll wait till you come back. I did my hair and makeup today because I just needed to feel a little bit better. I don't feel unwell, I just have been probably burning myself out a little bit and it's catching up to me. So we're resting. After this, I'm just gonna edit. All right, I'm taking it that you've got your journal ready, or you've got your notes ready, or you've got your phone, I don't know, whatever you've got ready. Okay, before we get into any journaling, what I would always recommend doing is just setting the tone in the room that you're in. So just make sure that you're in a quiet space or you're in a space that you feel safe. So I typically will journal in my bedroom. I close the door. Sometimes I put on music in the background. Other times I just vibe with like the natural sounds. I will always just before I get into a journal session, take a moment, just take a few deep breaths. Doesn't matter if you breathe in your nose or your mouth, it doesn't really matter. Put a hand on your heart, put a hand on your stomach, and just make sure that when you're breathing, like as in breathing in, you can actually feel your stomach hand moving, because you don't want to just take shallow breaths. So just take a couple of breaths, and it's really just to center yourself and just be present in the moment. And I feel like when I do that, I allow myself just to get into the zone, to let the thoughts come to me for the journal session. Now, this is not a crazy journal session. It's going to take you 10 minutes. And I feel like I love doing this at the end of the month. And I also do a bigger one at the end of the year because it just helps me stay on track. It helps me feel good about the month. It brings to light anything I need to bring to light. And with any of my journaling, there's always no judgment. We're just being curious. We're just looking at ourselves with compassion and kindness. We're not judging ourselves. We're just digging a little deeper to create that element of self-awareness. So we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna give you the prompts and then I'm gonna tell you what I wrote down as well. I just did this and it didn't take me that long. I did it at 11. So honestly, by the time I started this video and talked shit, more time has been wasted. So the first prompt that I always go through is to give the month a rating. So I have written, give September a rating. And I rated my September 8. 8 out of 10. If you want to rate it out of 5, rate it out of 5. I don't really care. There's no rules. I rate mine out of 10. The reason I gave September an 8 is because there were more things that were, I guess, positive and enjoyable for me, but there were still some things that need work, and I just didn't feel like it deserved a 10. But an 8 is still pretty good, right? And so prompt number 2 is, again, one-worded answer. One word to explain September. Now, if you struggle with just putting out one word in terms of articulating what you're feeling, always refer back to the emotion wheel, which I have referenced this many times. I'm just going to show you it. And so if you Google it, what comes up is a wheel just like this. And it's got all these words in it. It's kind of like giving you the answers, right? And so look through that, see if there's any words that stand out to you. My word for September was bustling, because it was bustling. There was so much happening. At first, I wanted to put overwhelming, but then I was like, no, I handled it. And then I was like, it was a lot. Like, how do I explain that it was a lot? And then I got to, it's bustling. Well, I just wrote bustling. And then prompt number 3 is, what was the highlight of September? And so this is the chance for you to write down the best part of the month. Now, I had a few, and if you have more than one, you can write more than one. There's no rules. And so I wrote, for me, the first thing was the start of my new chapter, because if you guys recall, I resigned at the end of August. And so September for me was the start of my new beginning. and that meant a lot to me personally, professionally, and that was a highlight for me. I also put in there the hens weekend because I had so much fun in the Hunter Valley with the girls. It was exactly what I needed, and I hadn't ever had a hens weekend like that before. It was a new experience for me and I really enjoyed it, and so that's why I put that. And then I also put Billie Eilish because I cannot get over that. I still can't believe that I went. I still can't believe that I saw her in real life, and it was just a really beautiful experience. So she had to go on my highlights as well. And they were my main 3, okay? And then I moved to prompt number 4. What was one lesson I learned from September? Now, again, if you think back to something, maybe it was something uncomfortable that happened. It doesn't even have to be something uncomfortable, but it could be just when like you learned something about yourself or you learned something about life. Write it down. And so for me, the lesson that I've learned at the end of September is that I need to rest, actually properly rest, because I haven't done that. If anything, I've just been go, go, go a little bit more, and that's okay, but I'm feeling probably the result of doing that at the moment. And I know that when I get home in Melbourne on Sunday, I probably need to take a little bit more care of myself, maybe have a sick day here or there, just make sure that I'm nurturing myself. So that is a lesson that I learned in September, and I could probably reword that to just be up your self-care and actually really take care of yourself. And then prompt number 5 is what habits helped me get closer to my goals in September. What we're trying to identify here is the behavior that helped you do the things that you enjoyed, or tick something off your, get to do list, or achieve a goal. So for me, what helped me in September was my ability to stick to a routine, especially going from working in 9 to 5 to doing something a little bit more, I'm going to say like freelance. I have really stayed to my structure, and I think that has been, honestly, what's the opposite of to my detriment? Like, not to my success, but I feel like it's kept my head above water, and I feel empowered and I feel in control of the situation. And so I'll also say that my ability to rely on habit, not motivation, has also helped me get closer to my goals, because there were times where I didn't want to go to the gym, or maybe I didn't want to do something, but I did it because I knew that I had to do it. And that is not motivation, that is habit. And eventually I will make a video about the difference between habit and motivation, because I think people talk about being motivated and blah, 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 and that's all good and well, but I don't think that you can rely on motivation, because motivation is not always there. Motivation is fleeting. We can't trust her. Like, what we need to trust is our habit and our routine. If we set ourselves up for success in our habit and our routine, we will do the things that we need to do even on the days that we don't feel like it. And so I think that for me, and that's really more in relation to the start of my new chapter, but that's what helped me get closer to my goals. And I guess all my goals were really aligned, or were really in relation to me starting my new chapter. And then I'll also say going to the gym also helped me get closer to my goals, because going to the gym helps with my mental health, and I feel like my mental health has made a significant improvement in September. You guys have seen it, I feel it, my psychologist said it, and so I'm going to say that that definitely needs to be on there too. And then we go to the next prompt, which is again more self-reflection, but it is what habits held me back from my goals last month. So we want to dig a little bit deeper, and we want to kind of understand if we had things in mind that we wanted to do, or if we wanted to achieve something, or if we wanted to work towards something and we didn't, why was that? And when you are doing this, again, be kind to yourself, be compassionate to yourself. Write down what you write down, but don't look at yourself with, oh, I should be doing better, I should be doing more. It's like we're just observing. If you can almost like view yourself outside your body, we're just observing, if that makes sense. And so what habits held me back last month? My overthinking. Yes, because sometimes I overthink stuff to the point where like I put myself off doing something, or I don't do something, or I overthink it, and then I just feel terrible from that overthinking. So that definitely played a part. And I'm going to say, again, it's probably me adjusting to that change from working for someone to working for myself. And then I've also put my ability to not sit still, because I can't sit still. And I'm going to say I've always been like that. I just probably didn't realize how bad I was like that until I left my job, because from my working my 9 to 5, doing my 9 to 5 in that 9 to 5, I was in one spot doing one thing. And now it's like I have more freedom of time, and I've just tried to jam more things into my routine, and I wanted to obviously take that change to leave that role so that I could open up more space. And there is definitely more space there, so it's like a balanced answer, but I think you girls got to learn how to rest, because I don't know how to do it, guys, and I actually really need to work on that next month. So again, no judgment, we're not judging ourselves. Write down what you think held you back last month. And then what I want you to write down is the next prompt. What were the things that you did not achieve last month that you wanted to achieve this month? So write down those things. And then what I would do is write a second prompt. I would put, what are my goals for October? And the good thing here is you get to rewrite it, because generally what I didn't achieve from last month is what I want to achieve this month. And so for me, you can use either one of those prompts. I like to write them down twice. I like to write both, but I have put get in a better routine with editing my YouTube videos and my podcast. I've also obviously added the vodcast in, which is a little bit more work for me, but I want to do that for you guys. So I just need to figure out a way that I can balance that work better, because at the moment, all of my editing is done on the back end of the week. So I usually edit from like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to have my content up like Sunday, Monday, which I don't know if that's the best efficient way for me, and so I'm going to work on that in October. I've then also put start my Facebook group, because I want to start a Facebook group and I've been talking about it for a little while. You'll hear more about it in my podcast this week, but that's on the cards for October. Start renovations. We don't have a reno update, and I want you guys to come along with me on that journey. I will be recording it, I'll be vlogging it, and I'll be showing you, what I'm picking for like design and colors and things like that. And I really want to get a move on there. I spoke to my builder this week and I should be signing the contract today, I think. So we should be starting shortly. And then I've put buy a car, because I need to buy a car. And it hasn't been too bad so far, but I definitely have felt, especially like when my parents went away in September, I didn't have a car, and it was okay because I didn't go to the gym, but I just like knowing that I can get in my car and go somewhere if I need, so that's more of just a mindset thing, I think. And maybe my independence has been impacted slightly, even though my mum has let me use her car whenever. She's never said you can't use it, you can't do, XYZ, so that's not a problem, but I think I'll feel better if I buy one. And then the last prompt is, what or who am I grateful for from last month? And so here's your chance to write down something. Maybe it's somebody, it could be anything that you're grateful for. Try not to repeat your answers here. So you can repeat your answers like from one month to the next, that's okay. But try to not just write one type of thing, So for me, who or what am I grateful for last month? Firstly, Franklin, always. My little baby, I miss him so much at the moment. And then I've written you guys, because I say this all the time, I'm so incredibly grateful for you. And this month in particular, it's been just so evident to me that I wouldn't have been able to have left my job if I didn't have your support, if I didn't have this channel, if I didn't have my TikTok, if I didn't have you downloading my podcast. And so it's you guys. And then I've also put my family, and then I also put spring, because I don't know about you guys, but in Melbourne especially, the winter chill has lifted, and I have noticed a different feeling in myself. And maybe I have, seasonal sadness. You know how you can get like seasonal depression, but Melbourne winters are cold, Melbourne winters are brutal. For me, going into spring, that we had a few sunny days and I'm like, oh my god, summer is coming, I'm here for this. And my mood has definitely shifted as well. So it's a new season, it's a new chapter, and I'm just here for it. And so that, guys, is my journal activity. It's an end of month journal activity. I'm looking at the time, it's been 15 minutes. It's not going to take you that long to do it, and I would highly recommend it, because it's one kind of easy way to dip your toes into journaling. It's very guided if you want to follow along while watching this video. And once you get into that kind of habit of self-awareness, even though you have to initially write it down, and I still write it down every month, I don't just practice it in my brain, but once you continue that pattern, you then will slowly, naturally, subconsciously also become more like self-aware in the moment too, which I think is a really powerful thing. I hope that you like this video. This is a bit rogue, I know. This is not like any of the content I think I've done on here before. So if you like this, please let me know. Please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment if you have any questions about it. I will answer you. And if you like this video and you want to see another one, let me know. But guys, I love you so much. Thank you for your support on any type of my platforms, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or the podcast. I have a whole day of editing now, so I'm going to edit this video, I'm going to edit the vodcast, I'm going to edit the podcast episode, and then I'm going to edit my vlog for TikTok from yesterday, and I'm going to do a voiceover for that. So I might rest my voice after this and then film and do that voiceover next. But guys, I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I'm going to try and get this up ASAP. I will probably see you on YouTube next in the weekly vlog that will go live on Sunday at 5 p.m. and then on Monday we'll drop the vodcast. But I love you so much. Thank you again, and I will see you soon. Bye.